Okay, here we go. Well, we are hanging out today on a street called Berrybrook with some of our favorite people, Jean and Diane Flanagan, and we've got Ben here because Ben was their agent and he
Yes, I was.
assisted them on both a sale and a purchase. So, Jean and Diane, we just wanted you to tell us about your experience with Ben and how you met him and what transpired.
Well, I think it started out when I was looking for a house. I don't know if you were here at that point, and I just kind of wandered the neighborhood here because you had talked about wanting to be in this area, and I went into a house. I think it was on, you said
Starcrest. Yep.
Starcrest, and there he was. And I said, we looked at it, and I thought, oh wow. And he said, well, I can help you. And my goodness, he did help me. And I said, we have looked at houses, and I said I loved it because every week there'd be more houses in my houses, and I look at my phone now and I see Ben, you know, and all this. But it was amazing. I mean, because you could look at him and he'd say, nope, yep, and it was, yeah, you hit exactly what I was looking for, or what we were looking for, I should say.
Well, and then I came into the picture when you liked that house that you first saw. And so then I went to one of the open houses where Ben was. Yeah. And so the relationship just developed more and more because we kept going into houses where Ben was. And
we were out working hard that week.
He was so personable and so easy to talk to, and he knew so much about the different houses that we looked at. So he'd point out different features, and it helped us get a better picture of what we really wanted in a house. And so when it came to, oh my gosh, we want one of these houses, but we have another house to sell. What are we going to do? And Ben says, I can take care of that. And we're like, you can. And so then Ben said, sure. So he came over, he evaluated the house, listened to us very, very closely, and helped set the price, talked about open houses. And because we had some personal challenges also, he was able to talk about how we would work open houses around our schedule and our needs. And it couldn't have worked out better.
Very nice.
Right.
Very
That's
nice.
wonderful.
That's really nice.
And we also know that, you know, with the economic changes that were occurring and how the housing market had changed,
Just started to shift.
he rose to the occasion, rolled with the punches
Yes,
as
we did.
things were changing, because it wasn't easy. You know, if it was easy, you could take pretty much anybody and say, here, sell a house, but
Right.
it wasn't easy.
Right.
And so you helped us navigate all of those things, which was a godsend, because it had been a little while since we had sold a house. And you and I were just talking just a little bit before, having a realtor and having someone as well-versed and competent as you, being that in-between person, because we have that Midwestern niceness about us.
Right. I gotta protect you.
Yeah, he did. He protected us and negotiated things in a way that we never could have done.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, and it was truly a godsend. And you also have a team.
Yes,
that
I
you
do.
work with.
That wonderful team.
Yeah, so the Redeemed team also stood behind you because you were relatively new in the game.
Yep.
And so having the entire team was really good.
Comforting feeling.
But we
of
had
that.
Yeah, it was.
faith.
Yeah.
We had faith in what was going to go on. Yeah, I wasn't worried. And other things that you sometimes do with somebody that's brand new, you know, oh boy, this wasn't the case.
Not at all.
At all. It felt very, very comfortable.
No,
Well, good.
exactly.
That's
Good.
wonderful.
I'm glad you guys felt that way, and I really appreciate you guys giving me the opportunity. And you guys are always going to be my first sale, so I always have a special place in my heart.
Well,
That's the
and the relationship doesn't change.
Of course
I mean,
not.
here we've been together for several months
Yeah.
now, and we still run into each other.
Yeah.
And we
Love to
still
do it.
send texts events
Yeah.
every once in a while.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, with the Redeemed team, you have a commitment to the community.
100%
You
always.
know the community.
Mm-hmm.
You've lived in the community.
Yep.
You understand it, and you also have your off the ladder community service and run events in the community. So
Well, we love
we'll
you guys.
always run into you.
Yeah, you
So
should.
those are some of those intangibles that you think, oh, we get to that too, and you're going to help us with that too. So then we finally sold that house.
Yeah.
Getting back to where we were in our conversation before, but we finally sold that house, and then it's like, oh my gosh, now what are we going to do? We had kind of whittled it down to a few
couple of
houses
them,
that
yeah.
we liked,
Yeah, about 3.
and then you showed us additional ones that you knew were kind of in the parameters of what
Right.
we were looking at, and you took the time. I mean, it was like a day, and we just went back and forth.
That
We went
was-
to each house twice.
That was one of
wanted
the
to be
coolest
sure.
days. I mean, you knew one of these was going to be the house, but it was just nice. You could, it's like you put it on a serving platter and said, "Here you go. Which one would you like? A, B, C, D."
Yes, and so we looked at them, and then by that time we were fried. We were pretty exhausted and then mentally like, oh my gosh, things are just spinning.
Yeah.
So then you took us to lunch. And we sat down, got re-energized, got our head in the right place,
Yep.
and we were able to make a decision, and that was
And here we
Now
are.
This
And
beautiful
here we
home.
are, right?
And you can hear the construction workers in the background.
Right.
probably because there were certain things that we wanted to change.
Yep.
Yeah,
We knew that.
yeah.
Yep.
And so right now we've got people in our bathroom changing that out.
Gotta
and,
love it.
And so.
But the house is exactly what we were looking for. And I said, we just talked about being able to look out the back. We used to be in a house that had a wall, and that was nice, privacy, but I like it now that I can see neighbors, and
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
And that's the fun part.
And life transitions aren't easy.
No.
Right, never.
And so going from bigger houses to something smaller,
Mm-hmm.
you helped us every step of the way
Well, I'm glad I could.
Yeah.
You guys are.
to help us mentally get to that
That
spot.
that's the important part, right?
Yeah.
I love that. And you know what? Ben loves you guys. I mean, we
Yes,
talk
I
about
do.
you a lot. And he's just, he couldn't have picked a better couple to have his first double sale with. Let's just put it that way.
Now
So.
you're going to get me to start tearing up when we think of you, Ben.
Well, thank you guys so much for sharing your story with us today. And we appreciate you so much. And I know Ben does too. So
Most definitely.
best of luck in your new home.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Thank you guys. That's so
You're
nice.
the best.
You guys are. You guys are awesome.